The HeLa cell, a complex yet mesmerizing immortal cell line used in scientific research dating back all the way to the 1950s. Now, doctors at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland discovered this as they conducted research on a patient's cells without her knowing or consent. Now, her name was Henrietta Lacks. And since Juneteenth is here, let's talk about some Black history and medical history, starting with the truth behind Miss Henrietta's life-changing and life-saving cells. Okay. Everybody, what up, though? It's your homie, the one and the only Brainiac, Breather Brainiac, whatever you want to call me. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. If you didn't know, Juneteenth is a holiday that's celebrated on June 19th. Makes sense now? But to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved African American people in the U.S., okay? So I figured now would be a great time to share some Black history and medical history. So, why not? Ready? Let's go. Now, where do we begin? Well, let's talk about Henrietta. We gotta get to know her first. Now, Henrietta was an African-American woman who was born on August 1st, 1920, and ended up dying on October 4th, 1951. Her cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line, which is the first immortalized human cell line and one of the most important cell lines in medical research, for real. Now, pause. I know you're thinking to yourself, like,
oh, like, what is an immortalized human cell line, Brianna? This sounds like something from Star Trek or whatever.
Well, it's not a Star Trek term, y'all. Rest assured, okay? But an immortalized cell line is like a collection of cells that have been manipulated and changed, and they like now no longer follow their senescence or their like normal cell cycle, which just causes them to continue to divide and expand and multiply, like kind of like tumors do. Now, how did our friend Henrietta like get caught up in all of this? Well, honestly, Henrietta was unfortunately diagnosed with cervical cancer, and she went to Johns Hopkins for treatment. So now, just putting it two and two together, everything I just said earlier is starting to make sense now, right? So she had cancer. The human cell comes from dividing cells like cancer tumor cells, you know. Cool. But these special cells came from a tumor that were biopsied during treatment for cervical cancer at Johns Hopkins without Miss Lack's knowledge. They didn't go and
Be like, hey girl, can we borrow your cells?
No. George Otto Gay, who developed the HeLa cell line, and whose name I probably pronounced wrong, he cultured these cells, and now here we are today, y'all. But her cells are they're one of a kind because they continue to grow and remain alive, which enables like numerous scientific investigations and research. Like in that capacity, the HeLa cells, like they have had like a significant impact in the improvement of like immunizations, including polio and coronavirus that we still dealing with, the Human Genome Project, and testing for medications for HIV and the flu. Now, over 110,000 research publications have made use of the cells. But crazy enough, with all that being said, it wasn't until 1975, more than 20 years later, that Henrietta was publicly acknowledged as the originator of HeLa. So now is when everybody started being like, oh, HeLa, Henrietta Lacks. By the way, because it was normal practice to do this without patient knowledge or consent back then, guess what? Miss Lacks and her family were not compensated for this. With all that being said, I feel as though we owe a lot to Miss Henrietta. Like, I'll leave some links down below in the description for you if you're looking for more info on the truth about Henrietta Lacks and the HeLa cell. Honestly, But this is gonna be a short video for now, you guys. Like, I'm still trying to like get back in the groove, so please bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to get back to making normal long YouTube videos and not just doing funny shorts. But nonetheless, you guys, let's go ahead and let's just wrap it up. It's a new year, new season. Honestly, half the year is over, but I'm just starting, so let's just see where this takes us, okay? But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging in there with me, you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and or the like button down there for me. Consensually asking, you know, because that's the main takeaway from this video, you guys. Like, hashtag respectfully. Consent is always key. But still, always remember, you got to stay safe, you got to stay clean, and remember that Brian loves you. Bye. See you next episode. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Definitely check out my video on Tamia Hill and her MS story here for more Black women's history and medical history discussions. But other than that, bye now for real, you guys. I see you.